All right, I stepped back to take a look at this, and I like what's happening with pulling some more color interest into this foreground area, but I want to beef up the darks of these shadows. That's calling my attention at this point. It's dark, you know, this is some of the darkest stuff on here, but I know it can get darker without going black, and I know that it can have a lot more interest. But while I have the, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but while I have the sap green on my brush, I noticed that I want to add a little more color in the trees up here. I'm going to pick up a touch of this yellow-green while I'm at it too, the hint of this flash of light coming in through the leaves. It's not just this yellow-green color on the ground. Some of it, I see hints of it up here in the tree shapes. A couple over here. All right, let me get back to contrast. Contrast is very important, and I talked about value contrast, value differences, and I've been working toward. I made a value study and a couple different versions and developing the image because I'm so focused on recognizing the importance of value differences and how that's going to create the impact visually at a distance. So it's in the foreground, I want the strongest darks and lights to reside together. In the background, it doesn't really matter, you know, and overall speaking, it doesn't matter what value the background is. It could be all dark, it could be all light, it could be all medium. The point is that it needs to be all the same range of similar values so that it stays back. It is value contrast that the brain interprets as close. And the lack of value contrast, the monotone, the sameness that the brain perceives as being further away. So I'm increasing value contrast, reducing value contrast, and by doing so, pulling this out and pushing that back. As far as color intensity is concerned, it is bright color, pulling it out, dull colors pushing back, warm pulling out, cool pushing back. So all that combination of color theory, thinking about color for characteristics, is helping the concern.